Welcome to the Introduction to B2B Apps and APIs. Amazon Business provides professional sellers with a suite of features that help optimize business-to-business or B2B sales. Each feature is accessible from B2B Central, our one-stop shop for B2B selling on Seller Central. For example, sellers can navigate to manage pricing from B2B Central to add business prices and quantity discounts to their product listing. Or they can navigate to and click Explore B2B Product Opportunities to get personalized recommendations about the items business customers have shown an interest in buying. In addition to the tools available through B2B Central, some professional Amazon sellers use applications or apps to help manage and grow their B2B sales. You've probably downloaded apps on a phone or tablet. They're used around the world to do everything from rating restaurants to finding a ride to the airport. While many apps are intended for personal use, there are also apps designed specifically for e-commerce. Professional Amazon sellers can connect these kinds of apps to their Seller Central account and use them to perform various tasks throughout the selling life cycle. Some sellers list with apps, others price, manage inventory, or run reports. Sellers with business customers also use apps to perform several of the operations available through B2B Central. By using apps, professional sellers enjoy a variety of benefits. Apps can help sellers avoid manually transferring data to or from Seller Central. For example, a seller might use an app to automatically import information from an Amazon business report to their external accounting software. Sellers can also perform specialized tasks faster and more intuitively in some apps. Instead of entering a standard price, business price, and quantity discount in the Manage Pricing tool, a seller might use an app to sync their consumer and business prices. Connecting an app to Seller Central can also let sellers automate and scale their operations. It allows them to use established technologies while plugging into the tools on Seller Central. This means they don't have to choose between their current business practices and technologies and those provided by Amazon, but they can connect and sync them. To review apps that support B2B operations, sign into Seller Central and select Partner Network from the main menu. Then click Find Apps and Services. This will bring you to the Amazon Partner Network, or APN, where you can browse apps by category or search. To review apps that support B2B operations, click a category name and then refine the results on the next page by selecting Amazon Business B2B. After selecting an app, you'll be brought to its detail page, where you can review features and functionality. We also provide contact information and web links so you can purchase and download applications. Some of the apps on APN are created by Amazon. Others are created and published by third-party developers. Regardless of the provider, an app can be connected to a seller account, a vendor account, or both, depending on its functionality. Refer to an app's detail page to determine its intended user. If a professional seller wants to use an app not yet available on APN or use a private app not listed by Amazon, they can work with a developer to create a new app and connect it to their account. In some cases, sellers act as their own developer when they want to build and connect an app. But many partner with third-party developers. Whether you're working with a developer or are a developer yourself, one of the first questions you'll need to answer is how to connect or integrate your application. At Amazon, we use a common technology called an API to connect apps with the data and features on Seller Central. API stands for Application Programming Interface. It's software that lets one computer or computer program exchange information with another. You'll use one of Amazon's 2 free API services to connect a new app to your Seller Central account. Selling Partner Application Programming Interface, also called SPAPI or Amazon MWS. SPAPI is Amazon's newest API service. It's our modernized JSON-based suite of REST APIs and offers OAuth 2.0 authorization using Login with Amazon or LWA. SPAPI also offers a test endpoint or sandbox. Amazon MWS is Amazon's legacy API service, which is being slowly deprecated in favor of SPAPI's enhanced functionality. If you're new to developing apps for Seller Central, you or your developer will register for SPAPI and integrate your app with this advanced service. If you're already registered as an Amazon MWS developer, you can continue to integrate apps with Amazon MWS. You'll have the option to convert them to hybrid SPAPI applications at any time. For more information about each API service and instructions for integrating an app with SPAPI, see the modules in our Selling Partner API course on Seller University. Developers can also search for the Selling Partner API Developer Guide on GitHub. Using SPAPI or Amazon MWS, developers can access multiple APIs that can help sellers manage, grow, and optimize sales to business customers. These APIs allow sellers to perform several of the operations available through B2B Central, but in apps with tailored functionality. If a professional seller wants to use an app to set business prices and quantity discounts, they or their developer can use our Feeds API. Feeds API supports all the operations available through the Manage Pricing tool on Seller Central. But sellers can also use it in combination with certain apps to streamline processes and enjoy other efficiencies. If sellers want to use an app to respond to customers requesting discounts, they can use the Reports and Feeds APIs. They use the Reports API first to collect requests, and then Feeds API to respond. Using these APIs lets sellers perform these operations as they would through the Manage Quotes tool, but they can do so in apps that might favor bulk actions or decrease response times. Professional sellers can also explore B2B product opportunities using apps. With the Reports API, they can pull the same information that's accessible on the B2B Product Opportunities page, but in batches of 10,000 recommendations instead of the 1,000 available through Seller Central. They can also get product recommendations for categories and brands in which they don't yet sell. That's in addition to the product recommendations they receive on Seller Central for the categories and brands in which they do already sell. Both Feeds and Reports APIs are available through SPAPI and Amazon MWS, which means sellers can set business prices and discounts, respond to customer requests, and receive B2B product recommendations by integrating an app with either service. Professional sellers and developers using SPAPI can also take advantage of Amazon's new Notifications API. Notifications API lets sellers subscribe to push notifications, which they can use in combination with other APIs to build repricing apps. These apps can function like the Automate Pricing tool on Seller Central. They can also provide access to the B2B Any Offer Changed notification or B2B AOCN. This notification isn't available through Seller Central and is provided exclusively through our SPAPI service. It lets sellers know when any of the top 20 B2B offers change for a product they sell. If you'd like to learn more about how apps and feeds, reports, and notifications APIs support B2B operations, we encourage you to review our 2 additional B2B API modules: Apps and APIs for Business Prices and Quantity Discounts, and Apps and APIs for B2B Product Opportunities. Developers can also refer to the Selling Partner API documentation on GitHub and the Amazon MWS documentation. In the documentation for SPAPI, click the References folder and then search for and click the Feeds API, Notifications API, and Reports API folders. In the documentation for Amazon MWS, click the API References folder and then search for and click the Feeds and Reports folders. Finally, if you're a seller interested in learning more about business prices and quantity discounts, or if you want to know more about B2B product recommendations, we encourage you to review the Amazon Business modules on Seller University dedicated to these topics. This concludes our introduction to B2B apps and APIs. Thanks for watching, and happy selling in the Amazon store.